Hello guys, it's Julia. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be one that I've been very excited to bring to you guys. This video is going to be my ultimate makeup favorites at the drugstore. So I really hope you guys like this one. This is my third time filming this video. The first two times I either hated my makeup in the video and just couldn't stand to put that one up, or something just went terribly wrong with the audio. So this is my third time filming it. Hopefully third time is the charm, but if you're seeing this footage, that means it went right. So I want to put together a video compiling all the best affordable products because genuinely I'm somebody who does reach for high-end makeup more often. That's just what I gravitate towards. It's what I prefer to use. So when I'm mentioning these products as favorites, these are products that I reach for as often as, if not more than, my high-end products. These are products that I really love, I use on a daily basis, and that I genuinely love just as much as my other more expensive products. Everything in this video is going to be under $15. I did want to make the cutoff 15 because I feel like anything in that mid-range is kind of teetering on high-end, so I wanted to keep it under 15 to make it super affordable for you guys. These are products that have been put through the test that I really genuinely truly love. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get right into my ultimate favorites from the drugstore. I'm going to first start off with foundations. I have quite a few favorites to mention to you guys. The first one is the ColourPop No Filter Foundation. I've been so happy to test this one out for you guys, and I've been really excited to bring you guys my review. This is the one I'm wearing on my face today, and I love this foundation so much. It's probably in my top 5 favorite foundations at the moment. You're not getting a ton of products in here. It is 0.85 fluid ounces. The standard would be 1 fluid ounce. So if you converted the price to 1 ounce, it would be a little bit above $15, but still I wanted to include this one because this is a $12 foundation and it's just a beautiful formula. It's a really nice demi matte finish. It just wears so well on the skin. It blends out really easily and it looks amazing throughout the day. So I love this foundation. I love the entire no filter complexion line, and in terms of shade range, this is amazing. There are 42 shades. Usually high-end brands are a lot better in terms of what shades they offer. So I was very impressed and very happy to see an amazing shade range from a brand like ColourPop. I think they're really listening to their customers, what everyone wants, and this is just a knockout. This is so good. So I definitely recommend this foundation. I love the packaging. It's a really nice glass bottle and it's just a really great formula. So you will see it in many future videos. Another favorite is the LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation. I used to say this was my favorite drugstore foundation. I think the ColourPop one is now in the #1 spot for drugstore foundations, but this one is a close second. This is a beautiful formula, and if you love matte foundations and that matte finish, you'll really like this one a lot. I don't find that this clings to any dry patches. This just looks gorgeous throughout the day. It stays on very long. This is only $9. It's also an HD foundation, so it looks beautiful on camera, so I like to wear this when I'm filming, or it just looks really good in pictures. So just a beautiful product and probably one of the best foundations you can get for under $10. I think it's amazing. If you like more of a dewy finish, I think you'll really enjoy the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. This one is so beautiful on the skin. It's a really gorgeous amount of coverage. It's perfect for summer, I think, because I really like having a little bit more of a dewy or more illuminated complexion during summer. And for a dewy foundation, it has a surprising amount of coverage and it stays on very long. So I really enjoy this one a lot. I've been reaching for it very often during summer and it's one of my new favorites. I have 2 more foundations to mention. The Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. This is beautiful as well. Again, I love the packaging of this. The glass bottle is just so it just feels very expensive and luxurious, but this one has a really big doe-footed applicator, so it's very easy to apply. You just kind of swipe it on. And I love this one because the name is, as it would imply, very healthy, so it looks so nice on the skin. I'd say this is a solid medium coverage foundation. It's not super dewy, not like the Flower Beauty one, but it's not matte either. So it's a nice, right in the middle kind of satin finish. It just looks gorgeous on the skin. It does kind of move around, so it isn't transfer proof at all, and it does kind of settle into lines if you have a lot of creasing on your face. So I would say you would need to set this one down with a powder if you're going to be wearing it for a long amount of time. I reach for this very often and it's another one of my favorites. And finally, I want to finish off with the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. This one is more of a matte finish, but it is a drop foundation. So this is very liquidy, as you can see. Kind of similar to the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea H2O foundation. I did mention it as a dupe in my dupes video, so I'll link that in the cards if I can. This one has a really beautiful finish. Again, it is an HD finish foundation, so it looks amazing on camera or on pictures if you're doing that. It's also extremely long wearing, so this is one of the few foundations in my collection where I will put it on at the beginning of the day and it looks pretty much the same when I get home and take it off. It says it lasts for 24 hours. I don't know. I've never worn my makeup for 24 hours. I don't think that's a good thing to do, so don't wear your makeup for 24 hours, but if you have to, I guess wear this foundation. The only flaw that I can think of for this foundation is the fact that the shade range is awful. As of now, I believe there's only like 4 or maybe 5 foundation shades in this one. They said that they're trying to extend the shade range, which I really hope they do a decent amount. I'd love to see at least 15 more shades from them in this foundation because it's a beautiful formula, but as of now, they only have it for very, very light skinned people like me. So I really hate the fact that it's one of the best formulas, but not everyone can get their hands on it because of the shade range. So hopefully they will get on extending that shade range a bit quicker. But until then, the other foundations I mentioned are amazing fits. So moving on to concealer, I have to mention the ColourPop No Filter Concealer as well. Like I said, I really enjoy the No Filter line. So I have 2 of their concealers. This one is the shade Light Neutral 15. This is good for spot concealing all over my face. And then I use Fair 04 as my highlighting shade, so underneath my eyes, forehead, nose, everything like that. So these have a beautiful amount of coverage. I'd say very like full coverage. Not quite as full coverage as the Tarte Shape Tape, but then again, is anything as full coverage as Tarte Shape Tape. These are very lightweight under the eyes. I don't find that they crease on me, and they just look beautiful throughout the day. One of the most long-wearing products I could find. And they're also very light and easy to blend out, so they don't look like skin, they don't look super heavy, and that's one of the things I find with more full coverage concealers is that they can kind of look a little bit makeup-y and heavy, and I don't like that. So these are a really great option. They are $6 each. I do have to caution though that they do kind of dry down to a different color. They're a little bit darker when you when they dry down as opposed to when you put them on. So when in doubt, I would say go a shade down just so that it looks seamless on your skin. But I really enjoy these ones a lot. They're one of the best concealers out there. I forgot to mention I am wearing both of them today. I also really enjoy the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer. This is beautiful again. It's very full coverage and it looks very lightweight on the skin. I really like this under my eyes. Not so much for spot concealing just because it is a little bit lighter. And I think this is the lightest shade actually, 005 I believe. Yeah. I picked this one up at the recommendation of Tarte, and I've really been enjoying it. So this is another favorite, and I believe it is only $5.99 at Ulta, so get this one, it's really good. This is the only like beauty tool I have to mention to you guys. I don't have any brushes in here just because most of my brushes are under $15, so I'd have to mention all of them. But this is my favorite sponge in the whole world. This is the AOA Studio Blending Sponge, and this is only $1. So you can get these at shopmisshaute.com. These are so good. They're better than the Beauty Blender in my opinion because they're pretty much the same quality but for only $1, whereas Beauty Blender is $20. And then they're a lot better than the Real Technique sponge. They just hold up very well. Sometimes I'm almost scared to recommend this to you guys because they sell out so quickly, but I just placed an order for like 6 more of these, so they're coming on the way. I will do a Shop Miss A haul if you guys want to see that. It's basically just an online dollar store of really good high quality makeup, so I will show you guys that if you want to see it, but I really enjoy the sponge a lot. It's only $1. This one is the black sculpted one. I also really like the teardrop shape as well, so these are amazing, just such an essential for me. And I'm sorry that it's so dirty. Every single time I show this to you guys on camera, it is kind of gross because I use it every single day, so I really enjoy this one a lot. This is the best beauty sponge. Moving on to powders, so I'm going to start off with the Makeup Revolution Luxury Baking Powder in the shade Lace. This is so good. The only thing I hate about this is the packaging because it's very messy. I'm not even going to open it because a cloud of powder will just billow out. I actually transfer this to a separate container so it's a little bit easier to manage because I just cannot with the messiness, but this is beautiful for baking your under eyes. I also use it as an all-over setting powder. It's just very finely milled. It looks so velvety smooth on the skin, and it's just one of the best ones out there. So you get 1.23 ounces of powder for $8. So I think it's my mama. This is 1.23 ounces for $8, so you're getting a lot of product in here, and it's so good. So I definitely recommend this one, even though it is messy. I think it's pretty much worth it. You can kind of just transfer it to whatever container you'd like to, and it's pretty easy to use, so I really like this one a lot. In terms of translucent powder, I genuinely just prefer using my Laura Mercier, the one. That's what I use pretty much every single day. But when I want something a little bit more affordable that I can still reach for and is still very good quality, I'll go for the COTY AIRSPUN Loose Face Powder. This one is the original translucent shade. You're getting so much product in here. I think it's like 2 point something ounces for only like $6. So I really like this one a lot. It's very finely milled again and looks nice and velvety smooth on the skin. This one is really good for baking as well. It does give flashback, but I don't really care about flashback that much just because I don't really go anywhere where flash photography would be an issue. If you're going anywhere where there's going to be flash photography, I guess don't wear this one or don't bake with it. I think it's probably fine to just do a light dusting of setting powder, but just in general, it is a really good powder and it sets everything in place all day long. And finally, I have to mention the e.l.f. Total Face Palette, which is covered in my fingerprints. Please ignore that. Here's the palette, and the reason I'm mentioning it in the face powder category is because I find these to be very similar to the Hourglass powders. So this powder down here is a highlighter, but it's very, very not shimmery at all, I guess. It's not really a highlighter in my opinion. I use this as an illuminating setting powder, so I kind of dip my powder brush in there, just kind of swirl it around, and then lightly dust it all over my face. It's really good for kind of setting your makeup in place, but not getting rid of that dewy finish if you want a more illuminated skin look. So I really enjoy this one a lot. The blushes and the bronzers are also really good. It's a very soft, buildable formula, so I think these are very similar to the Hourglass powders. If you don't want to spend a stupid amount of money on Hourglass products, I think this is a really good option. Moving on to contours, I really like the Jordana Sculpting Glow Creamy Contour Stick. This is a cream contour stick, and just in general, I find it very hard to find a really good cool toned contour product at the drugstore. Most are too warm toned, but this one is a really nice cool toned shadow, so it's really good for creating that natural looking contour underneath your cheekbones. It's not going to look super orange or warm or anything, and it blends out very well as well. Personally, I prefer cream contouring. It looks a little bit more natural to me than powder, but I know that some people have problems with contour kind of moving around your foundation, so if you do have a problem with that, I would say apply this to your brush instead of applying it directly to your face. But normally I can just swipe this on and it doesn't move around stuff. Always cream contour before you do powder. That's just a general thing. Don't put creams on top of powders, but it's a really good product. It's pretty hard to find, I believe. I think you can only really find it at like Walgreens or any other store that kind of carries Jordana, which is not that many stores, but this is, I think, $6 or $5, and it's a really good product, so I love this one a lot. I am obsessed with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I have yet to try the rest of the things from their butter collection. I really want to try some of their highlighters. I think those look really good, but this is the Butter Bronzer in the shade Light. This one just works better for my skin tone because it is a very like nice fair bronzer. They do have a darker color and a regular color, so not the best shade range in terms of bronzers, but it's okay. This is a very strong kind of cocoa butter / coconut scent, so if you don't like scents or you're very sensitive to smells, I would say maybe pass on this one, but this is one of my favorite bronzers. It is a matte finish. There is no shimmer in here, but it doesn't look matte on the skin. It just looks kind of like, again, healthy. I hate saying that because it just sounds so repetitive, but it's true. This just kind of brings a nice warm glow to the skin without looking like orange. I love dusting this on top of contour or anywhere that I want to bring a little bit more warmth to the face and just more life, and it's just really, really good. So I love this one a lot. It is unnecessary bulky packaging because you do have like a brush type thing down here, which I don't use. You can get past that packaging flaw. I think you'll really enjoy this one a lot. So I wholeheartedly recommend the Butter line. I think they're doing amazing things with their stuff, and I cannot wait to try more from them. I have two different blushes to show you guys. So this is the Burt's Bees blush in the shade Toasted Cinnamon. I'm sure you probably heard about this one from Kathleen Lights or maybe even me because I recommend this one a lot. This is one of my new favorite blush shades. I'm actually wearing it today on my cheeks. I think it's just such a beautiful kind of blush / bronzer shade. It is very, very warm, almost on the brown side, but it kind of pulls between like a deep rosy shade and brown. So I love dusting this on top of bronzer for an extra warm bronzed effect. Looks like your cheeks have been like kissed by the sun. It's such a sun-kissed beautiful glow. It blends out really well. It lasts throughout the day. It's just one of my favorite products right now. So I really recommend these ones. The formula is amazing, and I will definitely pick up more colors from them. So I really enjoy this blush a lot. My other favorite blushes are the Essence Satin Touch blushes. These are so, so good. My favorite shade is 20 Satin Love, but I also have 10 Satin Coral. 20 Satin Love is more of a neutral shade, so I think it worked for more like different eye looks, but these are just such a beautiful formula. They're just so soft to the touch. They blend out extremely easily. And again, they're kind of like that matte finish, but doesn't look matte on the skin. It kind of, there's no shimmer in here whatsoever, but it just looks healthy and kind of glowy on the skin. So I really like these blushes a lot. I think they're only like $3 or $4, and you can find these at pretty much every Ulta, so definitely recommend these blushes. It's just such a good formula. For highlighters, I have quite a few to mention to you guys. The first one is the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. This one I heard hyped up a lot before I ever picked it up, and I was always just like, it looks like nothing in the pan. It looks so boring and it just looks so vanilla, so I was really not excited to pick this one up. So I actually bought this with the intention of using it as a setting powder, and you can kind of do that if you go in very light-handed, tap off whatever excess shimmer you have on there and just lightly barely dust it onto your skin. You do get a really nice illuminated setting powder look. On the first coat, it's a very natural sheen, so it doesn't look super like glowy, blinding, highlighty. But if you build this one up, it's such a beautiful highlight. It doesn't look glittery, it doesn't emphasize texture, but it's very glowy and just beautiful. This is a highlighter that I pretty much recommend to everyone. I think even if you have skin texture, it just gives you this luminosity to your skin without looking like you put on highlighter. So really like this one a lot. I think Pure Nude is a very appropriate name, and it's one of my new favorites. I also really enjoy the Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked highlighters. This one is wrecked, like the top came off of it, and I've used so much of this, but I really love this one. I have the shade Radiant Lights. I have a couple more shades upstairs, but Radiant Lights is my favorite. This is a baked highlighter, so you're actually getting a ton of product in here, and when you swatch it, it looks really, really beautiful. This highlighter I love because it doesn't have any glitter particles in it whatsoever. It's extremely like finely milled, but it's so blindingly glowing on the skin. This is actually very good for like more no makeup days where I'm wearing just like a very light coverage foundation, and I want to look super, super glowy, but I also don't want to look like I'm wearing like a very blinding highlighter because that just looks weird. So I apply this one a lot. I also apply this on a bare face when I'm going to the gym just so I look like extra glowy, but it's also beautiful on the skin if you're wearing full face of makeup as well. So this is just beautiful. I think the formula is very soft and creamy, and you're getting so much product in here. I think you'll probably never go through this one. So for $6, it's just one of the best formulas out there, and I really recommend this one. I also really love the Sleek Makeup Solstice Highlighting Kit. So this is a palette that Jaclyn Hill was raving about, I think in like 2015 or 16. I feel like people kind of forgot about this one, but this is one of my favorite highlighters. These are so blinding. These are like a true Jaclyn Hill, Nikki Tutorials bang highlight. So I'll show you guys a swatch actually. This is the purple shade, which is a very, very icy, blinding shade, and I'm just gonna like, look at that. I'll just blend it out a bit more, but these are very, very glowy. So if you don't like a super glittery, blinding highlight, I think you'll probably hate these ones. You do get 3 powders and a cream in here, so I actually like applying the cream first and then setting it with one of the powders for an extra glow. These are just so ridiculously blinding. So if you're into signaling satellites from space with your highlighter, I think you'll really enjoy this one. This is, I think, $13 for the entire palette, so you're getting 4 shades in there. I think it's a great deal, and it's genuinely like Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit level highlighter, so really enjoy this one a lot. Alright, moving on to eye products. Surprisingly, me and my eyeshadow loving self, I actually don't have a lot of eyeshadow palettes to show you guys just because I made the cutoff 15, so that kind of cut off some of my favorite more affordable eyeshadow palettes, like the ColourPop ones, which are $16 each, or the Morphe ones, which are like $20 to $30 each, which are still pretty affordable for the amount of product you get, and the BH Cosmetics ones, all of my favorites of which are above $15. So I kind of hate most drugstore eyeshadows, to be honest. Like, I don't like the Wet n Wild ones that everyone loves. Those are just like really powdery and not my favorite. The only eyeshadows I could really think of from the drugstore that I would genuinely pay like $20 more for would be the e.l.f. Matte for Matte palettes. So I have 3 of them to show you guys. The first one is the Summer Breeze palette. This is the Matte for Matte 2, so it's a bit more of a warm tone color scheme. Obviously, it's an all matte palette. You're getting 10 shades for $10. They're very creamy. They're nice and buildable. They're not the most pigmented, but you can build up that pigment and they blend out very well. So these are really, really good eyeshadows. I also have the Matte for Matte 3 Holy Smokes. This one is more of a cool toned color scheme with some really beautiful blues in here. I love that they kind of threw in a twist on the regular cool tone shadow palette. I have the newest one, which is the Jewel Pop palette. I've been playing with this one a lot. These are beautiful, like very colorful shades. I love jewel tone shades like this, and it's very hard to find good colorful matte shadows at the drugstore, but they did an amazing job with these formulas. So I really recommend these ones. They're $10 each, and I believe you can find them all at Ulta, so really love these ones a lot. Eyeliner is one of those things I actually do not buy from high-end brands. I just don't see the point in buying a high-end eyeliner when I don't even wear eyeliner every single day. So my favorite eyeliner, like of all time, is the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. I mention this a lot. I use this very often in my videos, and it's just such a beautiful liner. It's completely matte and very, very pigmented and black, so it's very easy to draw very nice lines, and it's also got a nice thin brush tip, so it's so easy to get nice precise wings. It's the easiest product to use, and I've trained myself to actually get better at doing eyeliner by using this product. So I love this one. It is $6, and I genuinely do not think I will ever buy a high-end eyeliner ever again, because you could just get something like this. It's the same thing, it looks the same, and it lasts all day long. Unless you cry, which I do sometimes. So this doesn't last through tears. I've tested it many times. It does not last through crying, but it's still really good. For mascara, kind of the same thing. I don't spend over like $15 on a mascara because if I'm buying a high-end mascara, I always buy a tester size because I don't want to buy a full-size mascara. You don't really go through mascara that often, especially if you have multiple tubes open. And mascara is one of those products that I really do not want to use past the expiration date because bacteria grows very fast in mascara products or cream eye products. And if anything, you really do not want to get an eye infection. So I'm not very strict with expiration dates, especially on like foundations or eyeshadow palettes. I don't really care unless it starts to smell bad or perform weird. But mascara and eyeliner are the two things I'm very, very strict about in terms of expiration dates. I always observe that date. So whenever I'm buying mascara, I always buy below $15. If I'm doing high end, I buy the tester sizes, or if I'm doing a drugstore one, I always go like pretty cheap. So even if I don't finish it in time, I won't be throwing away a ton of money, if that makes sense. Favorite mascara from the drugstore is the Essence/Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara. I really do like the original Lash Princess as well, but I prefer this one because it does have a nice curved wand, so it's really good for my eye shape to kind of get every single lash in there. But this formula is so beautiful. It's very voluminous, it's very black, it coats everything, and it keeps everything nice and curled, so this is the best mascara ever. I love this one so much, and I will definitely repurchase it once it's gone because it's just one of my favorites. Moving on to lashes, I could have mentioned my Morphe lashes in here because those are actually only $10 each, so it does fit within the price range, and I do love those ones a lot. But Morphe is kind of more of a mid-range price point, and those lashes you actually can't get in drugstores. You can only get them at Morphe, so didn't want to mention those ones. But I do want to mention the Eylure Luxe Opulent Lashes. These are my favorite lashes from the drugstore. I really, really love these ones. I've mentioned them very often. These are very long and lush. They have a good amount of volume to them, but they're very wispy. So as nice and dramatic as they can look, they kind of work with both natural eye looks and more dramatic eye looks. I also love these because I can kind of pass them off as my natural lashes because they aren't super like thick, and obviously faux mink lashes are very like, they look like lashes. So I really like these ones for classes or for work. They're just very, very nice and easy to use, and the lash band is also very thin and comfortable, so like these ones a lot. For brows, one of my favorite products is the Essence Make Me Brow Eyebrow Gel Mascara. I like this one a lot. It's very similar to the Benefit Gimme Brow. It's just a tinted brow gel. It basically just kind of coats your brows in like a brown fiber. It holds them in place and kind of fills them in for you, and it's just a really, really great product. And for $3, I could not ask for a better product. So this is amazing. I repurchase this very often. I also really enjoy the e.l.f. Glitter Glue. This is only $2, I believe, and I've tried so many glitter glues from like Too Faced and NYX and like indie brands and stuff, and this is the one I keep going back to. It's $2, it holds down glitter like an MF, and I couldn't ask for a better thing. So I will probably never spend a ton of money on another glitter glue because this one just holds everything in place. It does what it's supposed to do, and for $2, I couldn't ask for anything better. Hey guys, I'm so sorry for the sudden change in makeup, and it's a different day. I'm an idiot and I forgot to film the lip products in this video, so I'm just gonna go through my favorite affordable drugstore lip products really quickly. Don't mind the look, it's a very intricate one. This is probably like my favorite look that I've done ever. When he says he needs space. So my first favorite has to be the ColourPop liquid lipsticks, particularly the Ultra Satin lips. I do not care for the Ultra Matte lips at all. They're very drying to me, so Ultra Satin is perfect for me because they are still kind of at like a semi-matte finish, but they're very comfortable on the lips and they don't dry out your lips. These three are my favorite shades. Here's the shade 951. This is what I'm wearing in this video, not in this look, but in the other look. It's just my favorite neutral tone nude. It was in collaboration with I Love Sadahi, and I think it's still available, so this is my favorite one. I also really like the shade Frickin' Frack. It's a beautiful dusty rose shade. I wear it very often on my Instagram, so if I'm ever wearing like a really nice muted deep pink shade, it's probably this. And then another favorite is the shade Rêve, which is in collaboration with Kathleen Lights from the Dream Street collection. This is a really beautiful, like bright blood orange shade. I like to mix it with a little bit of red lipstick to kind of make it more on the red side than the orange side, but this is beautiful. I was wearing this, I think, 2 videos back in my summer makeup video, so really enjoy the shade a lot. And then my other drugstore lip favorite would have to be the e.l.f. Beautifully Bare Satin lipsticks. These are amazing, and right now I only have one shade to show you guys because the other ones are living in my purse. I take them pretty much everywhere, but these are just a beautiful satiny lipstick. They're very good for more natural days, or if you want something that's a little bit more understated. So I don't necessarily like to wear liquid lipstick if I'm going somewhere where I want to look a little bit more natural, because it can be kind of weird having a more natural face and then a nice harshly defined lip, like a lip line. So I like going for these ones because they're very nice and soft and blurred. The formula is so incredibly smooth and very moisturizing on the lips, so I love wearing these when my lips are a little bit drier, especially during winter. And even like with my high-end lipsticks included, these are probably in my top 5 favorite formulas of lipsticks, so really enjoy these ones a lot. So yeah, back to my other makeup look. Sorry for the confusion. And the final product I have to mention to you guys is one that I genuinely just will not shut up about ever. This is the Trader Joe's Rosewater Facial Toner. Hydrate and Refresh. I love this so much. I mention this very often. It's really good for both skincare and for setting your makeup. So if you want a more illuminating kind of dewy setting spray, this is amazing. It's not gonna like prolong the wear of your makeup, if that makes sense. It's not going to do anything for the wear time, but it does kind of melt the powders on top of your face into your skin to make everything look more natural. It kind of gives you more of a dewy finish, and it's just so beautiful, especially for summer. So I recommend this one very much. If you can find it at your local Trader Joe's, pick this one up. I think it's only $4, and I love this. And with that, that concludes my ultimate favorites from the drugstore. I have so many products that I really wanted to mention in this video, but just did not make the cut. So there are many other favorites from the drugstore. If I didn't mention something in this video, I still probably love it. It just didn't make it into this video. But I really enjoyed making this one for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe down below, and also make sure you comment down below what are your favorite products from the drugstore. I would love to try out some of your favorites. You guys recommend some of the best things to me. In fact, one of the products I mentioned in this video, the Essence PRENUDE highlighter, was one of the things you recommended to me, so thank you guys for that. I love trying out your favorites. Make sure you're also following me on Instagram to see more makeup looks like this one. I am trying to get to 3,000 followers, which would be really, really amazing for me. Yeah, that's it. If you made it to the very end of this video, I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Bye.